Hello, hello, hello to you. This is Apostle Shalonda, and I'm showing you my face again today because I want to look into this camera, knowing that I'm talking directly to you with this particular topic about clarity. So I want to read the scripture to you, and this is First Thessalonians 5:21, and it says, "But test everything, hold fast to what is good." First Thessalonians 5:21. It says, "But test everything, hold fast to what is good." Why am I presenting this scripture and what does it have to do with clarity? Because as we are praying, and I know this is a different fast, this is probably a little bit different than what you're used to. I've given you the freedom to choose what type of fast you're going to be on. I've, been coming after the day to be able to talk to you about different things after you've experienced the day already. So you may have received some confirmation, you may have received some new information, you may have simply not even been doing it, right? But you've been listening to the videos and reading the emails or whatever. But I have to address this because this is how we honestly receive that which we are receiving in faith. What we have yet to do in life, most of us, because of how we have been raised, is we don't ask questions. We don't challenge anything. And so for me to tell you right now that you have the right to test all things and to try it and to understand it and to hold fast to that, which is good, it's kind of a liberation moment. So I want you to take it in. Let me take these off for a second. Maybe it'll, the glare. Um, so I want you to take it in that you have the right to test all things and to hold fast to that which is good. Now, we can take the scriptures, and I can read the same scripture to 20 people, and we may get a different interpretation. Though we are all spirit filled, though we all seek the same Father, though we all seek the same answers, we still get something different. And so that could be a big hindrance to some. They can take that as others are wrong and we're right, or they can take that as oh man, like, is this just God being diverse? Is it, everybody has their way of seeing it. But here's what the truth is. We're all made in the image of God as spirit. And so spirit reveals itself in different ways at different times through different things. As a matter of fact, God is all things. And so when you think about it from that perspective, then you begin to say, you know what? It's true. The same way that something worked for my mama, but it didn't work for me, this could be the same. So as I am asking God for clarity, I have to test the things that I am being shown or instructed. I sent you an email yesterday, and the email yesterday was basically saying to you or asking you the question, right? Like you want clarity, but why is it that you got clarity as an answer and that answer wasn't good enough? That answer was not what you wanted, or you rejected it, or whatever the case might be. And the reason for that is because we all see things through a different set of eyes. And we could be in the same room and the same person getting the same teachings and still not hear the same thing. So then we have to try the spirit by the spirit, test everything, right? And so we test it not to be rebellious. We test it to see whether it is something that works and is conducive for us as individuals. When we read Romans 14 and we understand in Romans 14 that there are different people. People have different things that they choose to do, but they do it as unto God. And so he honors them and he receives them. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to what it is that you need for your life. Some of you are about to move into a promotion. So you need to be able to know whether this promotion is for you or whether or not it's just something that you want so that you can have a raise and have more money. But are you really, really clear about what you want from this promotion? Do you want the extra hours? Do you want to not be able to have time on the weekends, if that's what it calls for? Do you know everything that it entails? Did you test it? Did you test to see whether this is of you or for you? Or are you just going to take it because, you're used to hearing, you got to take this and that's a promotion and that's better and it's more money. So it's going to help you and your family more. Well, yeah, it might give us more money, but is it going to give me more peace? So you got clarity in the area of this particular thing. when you understand fully, is this for me or is it not? Clarity is not just for you to sit around and wait for, everybody else to give you the answers. God is going to give you the answers, but he may give it to you in different ways, through different people, through different books or responses. And if God gives it to you that way, if you're really seeking his clarity and his understanding so that you can have clarity and understanding, then you need to be able to test all things. Not a lack of faith, not to be rebellious, not to go through the motions and make everybody else question what they believe. But this is about you getting clear. If you say you're clear, but you have absolutely no peace about what you're doing, then you have to then ask yourself the question, am I really clear? So I want you to think on these things. I want you to see, there's just a lot of things that God is telling me to do in this season. And I tussled with a lot of it because as far as my clarity was concerned, I wasn't clear. I'm not clear on how to go about it. Okay. I was clear on what I was supposed to be doing. I was clear on what this apostolic call is. It's called to teach love and to teach peace and to teach the gospel. The gospel is peace. Child, with the preparation of gospel is peace. And so I want to teach that. I want to show people how to love other people as I learn, right? But how to go about it, how to go about relaying the message that God has given me. Because again, I asked to be led and guided into all truth. Whew. And it's a big deal because, I grew up. From 3 weeks old on up, I've been doing church. And now I want more of God. And I understand that doing church and having a relationship with God are two different things. Going to church is where I learn more that I can apply to my life. But when I learned that particular thing and it didn't sit well with me and it didn't make sense to me that I was supposed to treat people a certain type of way because I'm this and they're that, yeah, now I got to test that. And guess what I'm testing it against? Against the law of love. Because the law of love is my solid. The law of love is what I believe that Jesus came to teach. And so with that being said, if what I'm doing or what somebody else is presenting to me goes against that law of love, then now I have to check it. And I have to decide whether I'm willing to go along with it or whether I'm not. Any place where a person mistreats another individual is not the place for me. I had to test these things though. Is it that I'm just a church girl? Or am I a spirit created in God's image, having a natural experience, and I'm trying to make my way back to him? So I had to decide what this is for me. What's clear for me? What's clear for me is that I have a job to do. I have an assignment and I love it. And I will not in any way change my thought from love to anything else. So as I've tested things and I become more clear, then I have to go back to my solid every time. And my solid is the law of love. So test things and take what is good. It's the opposite of what you may think or what you may have been doing all your life. But now that you're asking for clarity and you chose to do this clarity fast, this is where we are. Am I sure that this thing works for my life? God, does this thing work for my life? And let him give you the answers. All right. All right. So see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon.